Hello, I'm back again for the day. So, I'm coming up here. This reading is for karmics. Whether you believe you won or you're not one, I just want to do a tribute reading to the karmics. Alright? Where I'm going to pull this energy off from is from the Neptune and from Pallas. Both of these energies is in retrograde, and both of them is with Pisces. So I feel like as a karmic, which I am, I classify myself to be one. I even classify myself to be divine. So all y'all karmics that get talked about and all this good stuff. Let's talk about how special y'all are in this reading. Okay? So let's first go into it. I'm going to pull out my oracle for my last vampire, right? Let me get one little mini easel. Let's talk about how or what type of energy from this tarot world that has invented the language karmic. Let's talk about what they trying to make y'all up to be like. Let's talk about their obsessiveness when it comes to karmics. Alright? And we're going to get one oracle card out of this deck to represent this, the obsessive energy, right? Before I get into a whole lot of detail with the Neptune and the Pallas first. Let's start off right here. I think Neptune and Pallas being that they're in retrograde going to really benefit the karmic game. So we have transmission. Spreading of conditions, influence, and impact. So that's what it is, really, ain't it? Ain't that what it is? So let's go ahead and get us some cards. Just on the baseline, like I said before, we go into the effects of Neptune and the Pallas. Alright? So, you know, first is connecting with me, for sure. Because it's talking about the spreading of the conditions and influence and impact. Which it is an impact. What is a karmic to y'all? Who is these people? Because which it is. It's been going on now for over 10 years about this karmic energy. What is it deriving from? Because somebody left somebody. Really? Honestly, that's what it derived from. Somebody you supposed to be somebody that's a home wrecker. So instead of using the word any long home wrecker, you get used karmics. Come on. So let's talk about it. Can we get us 3 cards on this spreading of conditions and influence and impact? You know goodness well you don't need all the rest of that soda. But you could get some, okay? If it's a little bit left, then finish what you got first before going to it, okay? Thanks. Let's get us 3 cards here. So, we have the Tower in reverse. The Tower in reverse to me is coming out and saying it haven't been able to break down the language. 2 of Pentacles. It's tied into a system. It's tied into the influence. It's tied into the use of tarot cards. It's tied into the use of past life. It's tied into the use of regression. The word is used to connect things together. Alright? So we also had the Sun card that came out. We also have right here the 4 Wands, which is very present. We also have the Star card here. So in the sense of it, we could break it down. We have the 6 of Swords, which is saying this karmic situation could go on and on and on. We could define this in so many ways. We could come up with many conspiracy theories to define what is this karmic, what role they playing in. But one thing that we know about the word, it's supposed to be so trifling. It's a trifling characteristic. Hey, Stink. Hey, Stink. Bring me my lighter and my cigarettes, please, off the couch, if you don't mind. Bring me my lighter and my cigarettes off the couch, if you don't mind. So, the Sun card is here because, really, it's a blinding effect. Who looks in a... Thank you. Who looks in the mirror and really comes up and say, oh, I'm a karmic today? Yeah, I classify myself as one, but I don't wake up in the mirror and say I'm a karmic today. I might wake up and look at some of the astral projections or use, I'm starting to get into my little books now that I got. That is also the company. You can go to Luini and they have these. I don't know if they ran out yet, but you could go get one. I'm starting to use these because that's part of my expansion now. I'm late in the game. Have a gift first, then I want to add on things to incorporate. I'm going into a different path. I'm always spreading my wings. It's going to help me find my way back home, hopefully, in a subconscious way. Maybe not all the way conscientiously, but it will help me. And it has helped me. It's helping me now in presenting this reading, and this is why I'm doing it. Because if we're talking about the Sun going to be present with Neptune and the Pallas, so we talking about the Sun, what, we going to talk about it from what, Leo? Are we going to talk about it from the conjunctions? Are we going to talk about it from the opposition? See, tarot cards is a divination tool, but there are so many pathways as the Six of Swords has defined. The Four of Wands is here is because badness ain't going nowhere. Badness is more dominant now. I can't say as it's ever been, but it's just as dominant as good is. Good is not really that much posted on social media. Okay, unless we're talking about people who's being successful, you'll see that. But as far as really the average people, whether you rich, for example, Michelle and Barack Obama, they have their pages. They put certain stuff up there. But are they really putting their life up there and showing everybody their happiness? No. They have more media, more paparazzi that's involved in it, that puts it out there, and they have their agenda. They have their, they keep their straight agenda into political output. They put out a lot of political information. And don't get me wrong, they put out praises when Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays and everything come around, they put those out. But really in their privacy of their life, what do you really see? And the Sun card is here. You see what they want you to see. We could go all the way to Trump and Melania, okay? What are they putting out there? They still in the political realm. That's what you heard. But are you hearing really, are they showing you and posting all this stuff about their life and conversating? Oh, I love Melania. I love Trump today. No, they're not functioning as we go down in the levels. They're not functioning that way. But it doesn't mean that it don't exist with the Four of Wands. Because it does. And then with the Star card here, what is it? This energy, this karmic energy is always looking for something to heal, something to put blame on. That's what the karmics is here. They are the ones to point blame. So the more that you have this distractive name, the more distractions that you is going to have to go through in order to find your Sun or their Sun. Because depending on the karma that comes here, you should know who you are. I mean, what makes you not as equal to find love, follow love, pursue your dreams, pursue your success, than anybody else in this world. What is wrong with you finding your spiritual purpose? Everybody going to have something to say against somebody. And there's going to be everybody that's going to support somebody. We all are followers. And we all are leaders depending on. Now, social media, you have a leadership a different way. It's all about a trend. That's that Neptune energy. Which way are the waves flowing? How high is the tides? How low is the tides? That's why I'm coming up here and talking about it. So first of all, it's starting off and it's trying to let karmics know you're going to always be here no matter what anybody say. And you're going to still be divine no matter what characteristics that they define your divinity. You believe that? I hope you do. Because everybody is made of energy. So how are you not divine when divinity is energy? All of us have limited power. Even the president over all these countries have limited power. So we got the examples that show that power is limited. But it doesn't mean justice or karma or our actions, our behaviors is not going to get a response. Whether it get a response in this lifetime the way we want, and our memory then faded away, and we come back again reincarnated, you're getting a response. So this type of divination, this type of spirituality, these nicknames is going to be forever here, and it's going to manifest itself and unfold itself according to the purpose on this planet. So it was a purpose on this planet. It was an overall purpose to bring all this back up. People wanted to be here. People wanted people to recognize history. They wanted you to find your tribe. They want you to look for your ancestors. They want you to break free, supposed to break free from some religious rule into spirituality as if they're not one and the same. That's why people have a problem with science and religion. They're getting confused. What's the difference? Everybody's starting to get a little confused on everything because it's too much. We have so much that we is out of control. And we've been out of control. And the reason why I say we've been out of control, because you can't find a leader if everything is controlled. A follower steps up. For example, when Martin Luther King was out here, it was out of control. When Malcolm X was with him, it was out of control. When William E. Du Bois, it was getting out of control, but his life was out of control because he was going through the hate with black people. There's so many people. When Jesus was around, things was out of control. He was talking about Caesar, all the money, how poverty was. We have not had a moment in time where out of control isn't present, because time is an illusion. Just like the word karmic is nothing but another word to have us feel, for a generation to feel important. That's all it is. Home records still going to be here. People leaving people, cheating and all of that going to still be here. People being faithful going to still be here. All of these things is always going to be here. It's just how it's going to affect you and how it's in your situation. She here? Yeah. Alright. So I got a little bit more time before I'm ready to leave out. Try to wrap this up real quick. So let's talk about how this retrograde with Neptune can benefit us karmics. Okay? Now I'm going to get an oracle card for this message also. Okay? Well, matter of fact, I'm going to start off with the Pallas, and then I'm going to go to Neptune, okay? No, I'm going to Neptune. I said it right. Let's get there. All right, I got you, boss. Me and my personalities. One of them could be the Karmic, or both. Just went into a debate. Please bear with us. National Broadcast System. So, how would Neptune being in Pisces and retrograde at this point in time, right? What is the benefits for the Karmics? With one oracle card to talk about the benefits for the Karmics. I thought it was there. It's not there yet. I had a lot of cards. How will Neptune in Pisces retrograde benefit the Karmics in this worldly dynamic? We have, well, I got so many coming out, but I'm going to take this one card, okay, from this one. And we got balanced forces. So what I'm going to do, okay, for us Karmics, what I'm going to do, all right, is read a little bit out the book. We're not going to spend all day. Because like I said, I got somewhere to be. But I'm going to read one part of it. Say balanced forces. Yin and yang, productive flow, masculine and feminine energy, the balance of duality, patriarchy paradigm being rebalanced, equality, balance in perspective. Okay? So that's what it's talking about at this present time. Now, let us get some cards. Okay? That's just from the book. What I feel like when it's talking about the balance of the forces is, it balances out karma. The language Karmics balance out karma to the point of view that it gives somebody a reason to attach. It gives somebody a reason to attach to one of these energies, whether it's feminine or whether it's masculine. It gives somebody a reason to love. It gives somebody the pursuit of happiness. It gives somebody the reason to define their struggle. It gives somebody the right to avoid their personal problems. So it balances it out. Why is it cool to actually avoid your personal problems? Maybe at this point in time, especially when we're talking about Neptune bringing out this card, maybe it's not your time to focus on the karma that you have to do.Maybe what the story is playing out for you is the fact that this is all about it's all about catching the history. It's all about the subconscious or the ego, okay, or the soul, whichever way you want to put it, your spirit guides, whatever word. It's all about their direction. It's all about bringing your consciousness to a certain level for you to once come back to that crossroad when you left here before. And it's bringing in the history and the reason. Meaning the personal conversation that you had at your judgment period of time of how you felt about the situation, how everything went, how you viewed it, and the real perspective. So what you're doing is going through a whole reenactment, but it's feeling new. It might feel draining. It might give you, your intuition might start popping and, I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to stay here. Oh, I'm supposed to be here. Why is this not working out? I know this is for me. It's giving you that push and tug. It's making those waves. It's how energy turns to power. It's how energy turns to current. It's how energy turns into motivation. It's how energy turns into a reality. It's how energy becomes a manifestation. Now, the thing is, in this current era, we always talking about how to manifest. For example, Will Smith got one out there, how to train your mind. A lot of these people was innate to be in their position. So when they're giving you this advice, it's only going to really attach to the ones that's innate in their alignment. We could listen all day long, but it's one or two things going to happen. You're either going to get frustrated, don't believe in it, and you're going to go to somebody else who's talking something that you could hear. Yet, your goal might want to be famous, but you might become important because you went somewhere else. So it's not the fact that the alignment didn't click, because something made you click on that video, whether it was a celebrity, you wanted their advice, you see that they rich, so you figured that it was going to be somebody that help you. But it turns into something frustration. Maybe really when you clicked on that video, it's because you already was somebody important. And in that message, when you went to somewhere else and you understood those words better, it's actually your soul letting you know, like this transmission, it's telling you you have transformed. This is a transmission process. You was once here, but you going to be there. Can you accept that? Sometimes it's hard to really comprehend that. So can we get 3 to 5 cards again for balancing forces here with Neptune and Pisces retrograde, please? So we coming out with the devil. This is my homeboy. He went through a whole transmission. You know, one thing about him, he had a kid. It was always said, angels do not get humans pregnant. But he wanted to play God. He wanted that. And it was given. Now, in return, his son Jack, right, ended up becoming a savior. He ended up teaming up with darkness and actually taking the role of God. So what the point in this card is not the fact that Lucifer wish didn't come true. It just came through a generational way. It came through a generational curse. The role of God came his way and through his DNA. But it just wasn't what he perceived it to be, nor anybody else. So, we have here the Queen of Goblins. That's Neptune and Pisces. That's that illusion. It's all about how does it supposed to be? Do you know, for real, on the honest side, and I hope y'all could be honest, don't nobody really look for it to be that way. Sometimes it's hard. Even at the same time, he tried to manipulate his son. He even wanted to kill his own son so he could inherit what he wanted. He also felt his son betray him. All of that was part of the story, part of the illusion, part of the reality. Because when you look in water, water is reflective. Okay? Even when you could see in it, you could see yourself. Sometimes you could look at water and just see down and you bypass your own reflection. Because you're looking at what's inside instead of looking what's inside. So we have the King of Bones. Okay, this was described, the writer, in Supernatural. So there you go. That's the story. Okay, That's the story plot that's coming out. So once again, comments, we all have a purpose. We all have a story to tell, whether it's the way somebody wanted, whether they sitting here right, whether, either way it goes. Embrace the triflingness, because this is saying the triflingness can lead to something positive. It's just, how deep do you go in it? How deep? Is there a stopping point for you? Do you think it's a stopping point? Should it be a stopping point? But right there with the King of Bones, it's saying, yes, it's a stopping point. It's something that's written. It's in those records. It's already known. Can you accept it? It's hard to accept. It's easy for me to bring this down, but it's hard to accept and it's hard to see at times. It takes a lot of sitting back and wanting something and accepting what you cannot change. It really is. It's not something easy. And I don't want to sit here and try to make it seem like it's something easy, because it's not. Okay? So right now I got Judgment, but I was shuffling the cards. But I need to get one more card out. Okay? So I'm going to post this one right here, and what I'm about to get out is the Pallas. See, the Pallas is all about those justices, your creativity, and all that good stuff, right? So let's get one oracle card. Then we have one oracle card here to represent the Pallas in retrograde and with Pisces. Can we get one oracle card here? All right. One oracle card to represent the Pallas in retrograde with Pisces for this karmic energy. What is this great action? What is this great creativity that's within inside of the karmics that they could lean on during this time? Mount Shasta. This has been a mountain that has been getting talked about for a good little while. Let me get the book out for this one. This is number 37. We got a 19. We got a 7. So you know it's going to take more than one thing with the 3 first and the 7, right? It's going to take more than one thing. But it's going to require, it's going to add up the wisdom. Your origins, the seeds that make you what and who you are. Star beings, sacred power place, unexplained mystical phenomenon, intuitive messages and downloads, dreams and visions. So first of all, on the really sneak tip of it all, you need to look at this as being a sacred moment for y'all comments, okay? Whatever is about to come out, look for it to be a answer that resonates for you somewhere in this message in privacy, okay? And we're going to close this out right after we get these cards here for it. I hope y'all comments pick yourselves up and understand and be there as much as y'all can for each other, okay? Can we get 3 cards for Mount Shasta? That's a great name for I mean, it just have a great ringtone, a sound barrier for this reading here. It really, really does. To me, anyway. Oh, got my cards upside down, but we had a Fool card. Because yes, it does take a lot. It does take a leap of faith. It takes a new beginning. And with the Pallas, it is all about that next opportunity, this chance, these orders to be fulfilled, this destiny to be there. You know, it is that with the Pallas. You know, it's just there. So we also have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Three of Pentacles. We already got the 3 in the mount. And we have the Chariot. There you go. Look at your 37. It stands for the 3 of Pentacles and the Chariot. Right here. Can you see that? There you go. 37. And before it, this is your reincarnation. The Fool card and the Ace of Pentacles. You came here for a purpose. Names do hurt. Just like weapons hurt. But once that injury heals, it might still be a mark, a scar. And that I don't believe in forgetting, even though you're going to forget one day. You will forget one day. But forgiving is a unique Pacific journey, and that's a whole nother video on what I believe about forgiveness. So I'm not going to go too much in detail when it comes to it. But what I'm saying is, when the Queen of Swords is here, y'all came here to wreak this havoc. You came to make a change. Do what you got to do. And do it well. Good luck.